Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
All right, good morning, everybody. What's going on?
What's happening?
All right. I can talk like that because my throat's sore, so I can kind of do that.
Oh, there you go. Get that rasp.
Yeah.
I like it, man. We're gonna have some people falling in love today.
There you go.
I like it.
There
Good morning,
go.
Mark. It's good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, sir.
I ain't seen you in quite some time, Marcus.
I know. It's been a weird week. Weird week, my friend.
You want to talk about it?
No.
Let's spend the first hour just going over your
No, you don't know. No.
All right.
No.
I'm going to get this share real quick on Facebook. But, yeah, good morning, Las Vegas, and to the world, right? We're out there in the world.
Yeah. Planetary.
Everywhere like air.
That's right. Here on KDON 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. Of course, the Odyssey app streaming worldwide for your audio needs. And then, of course, we're on YouTube, X, and Twitter. So, streaming the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment on the Mark Hoke Show. I am the aforementioned one. And, of course, we've got the David Difference.
Oh, what a difference a day makes. And like I said, good morning, man. I'm on 3 hours sleep, but I'm feeling good, like Brett the Threat say.
What kept you up all night?
I'm working, man.
I'm working.
Yeah.
You're working.
I'm working on the website last night, a couple of initiatives. It's interesting because somebody hit me yesterday and was like, what are you doing on your day off? I said, what's that, sweetheart?
Yeah, no doubt. Tell me about it.
What that be?
Yeah, it's funny. I'm talking to people all the time, and they're saying, well, it's Friday. I'm like, what? Friday?
TGIF.
Yeah. Waiting for TGID. Thank God I'm dead.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But I'll tell you, we had a very, shall we say, week of change, I think is a good word.
Obama's back?
No. Jesus Christ, no. No thanks for that.
Oh, my prayers weren't answered, huh?
Are you praying for that?
I have at time to time. I mean, I understand that there's only 2 terms, so
Just go
I don't put too much power in that prayer.
Go visit him in Martha's Vineyard or something. Have a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But a ton of very interesting news happening in pro wrestling. And, we kind of got it seemed like it might have been a little bit of a lull period here because we don't have any pay-per-views coming up for a few weeks. But the news never stops, brother.
It does not stop.
Never. And I thought that we would start off with talking about what I think is probably it might be the second biggest story. We'll get to the biggest one in a little bit.
Okay.
But an icon is officially stepping aside. You know who that icon is, David Difference?
Not a clue, man.
Sure you do.
Well,
Sting!
Who?
Sting!
Yeah, the icon Sting. Didn't he already do that?
Well, yeah, he's tried, but he officially announced that he is retiring at the AEW Revolution pay-per-view, which is usually end of February, early March. So Sting is on his final run, and he's going to wrap it up. He is 64 years old right now.
He's a senior citizen.
And the man can still do it. Not like he did when he was 30,
Right.
But he's still doing crazy stuff, and hanging out with Darby Allin doesn't help that situation very much.
So what do you think his strategy is announcing this 6 months before he even technically retires?
I think, that's an interesting question. For what I would imagine they are going to give him, there's going to be some sort of massive send-off, but I do wonder what the plan is for the next, because we're talking, let's see, it's October now, so we've got 4 months. I doubt he'd challenge for the world title. I don't think they'd do that.
Not going to happen.
That wouldn't make any sense. But I'm really at a loss to figure out who the final opponent would be. maybe Bryan Danielson, or maybe he's got somebody back there that's a friend. Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
But somebody's going to get a rub for retiring Sting.
Maybe Hogan. Bring Hogan back. Let's run that back.
If he showed up in AEW, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think. I wouldn't look forward to that.
It's not happening. But such an incredible career, and for those that may not have followed wrestling as tightly as we have over the years. Of course, Sting got started out in an independent promotion in California.
Okay,
that was that Power Team USA. 4 guys. One of them was Jim Hellwig, of course, the Ultimate Warrior. They went to Continental Wrestling in Tennessee and were a part of that for a little while. And then they went to Bill Watts's Mid-South promotion, which had turned into the UWF. And Sting kind of got rolling there, working with Eddie Gilbert and Rick Steiner, doing their thing. And then went into the NWA with Jim Crockett Promotions. And that's where things really exploded for him. Obviously, getting in there with the 4 Horsemen and Nikita Koloff and the Road Warriors and battling all those guys, before he ended up going to, everything became WCW, won the World Championship there, of course, and then, went on to more time in WCW, then TNA, and, of course, that little baby run in WWE.
Oh, yeah.
Which was just not satisfying, shall we say.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Well, Impact, TNA. I've never been a Sting guy. Never, not once.
Really?
Never, not once. I mean, when I was younger, he was doing this cool, whatever. I was a Ric Flair guy. And then when he did the whole Sting, or what is it?
The NWO.
Yeah. I was an NWO guy, so I care less about Sting up in the rafters. Just whoop him. Get him out. Get him out of here. Yeah, he's got to go. And then TNA. The whole Joker thing. Like, what are we doing?
Wow, just burying Sting.
Well, he made that announcement, I think, so people would just talk about it. So we're talking about it. Everybody can't give him his flowers. Well,
come on, give him some credit. Are you?
No, I give him credit. I'm saying as a fan, though, he just never moved the needle for me. I give everybody credit that's out there doing it, man. Y'all, my childhood, my adulthood. Look at me now. But I'm saying, as a fan, nah.
See, the funny part for me is that I was always a big fan of Sting when he was the California, the colorful guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was. I liked the crow thing, and it was cool and it worked.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I was kind of like, I want the happy Sting back. I miss happy Sting.
No, I think it evolved. Because you had the Hulk Hogan that just, that was great storytelling, but it just didn't live up to the hype. And then it was too much. And I don't know. I was just never a Sting guy. When he popped up, I wasn't like, oh, it's the Stinger. I don't go, like when Adam Copeland showed up in AEW.
You just hate the good guys.
Maybe that's it. I don't know.
I think, we've got to figure out a way to get your love of the happy guys back. You loved Hogan.
Oh, yeah. That's what. So maybe that was it. And when he turned, I was like, you know what? I'm not believing in nobody. Never again.
Wow.
Never again.
Come on.
Give it to me straight, because he'll give it to you straight, man.
The good guys usually do, too.
Until they turn.
John Cena never lied to you.
Yeah, true.
Come on.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a dark side inside of me.
Yeah, but
deep.
But Sting, when you really think about this career that has spanned, 40 years, man. What an incredible run for him. And, and they've been apparently planning this send-off for a while, trying to figure out how they want to do it properly. And, I don't know, but I think we got to get to Revolution. That's for sure. That's going to be an amazing night to say goodbye to Sting.
Oh, man, I'm going to be have your tissues ready.
You should.
We're going to be out there crying.
Yeah, but I'm sure we'll get to see him at Full Gear. So.
Oh, yeah. So maybe I should be nicer.
Yeah, come on, man. No, and he's going to be at the Vegas Toy Expo.
The what?
WrestleMania weekend. We talked about that.
Adult toy?
No.
What? I don't know. This is Vegas. What is it?
The Vegas Toy Expo.
Oh.
WrestleMania weekend, first weekend in April. Remember we discussed that?
Right. Yeah. We did talk about that.
Yeah. With
Sting's
Sting
my
and
guy.
Mick Foley.
I could tell you as a kid, like seeing Sting, like I would wake up in the morning, anytime I seen Sting, just energy through the roof. Like, that's my guy, man. That is my guy.
That is sad and pathetic. David.
I'm a huge Stinger.
No, but, just such a great guy. And, really, one thing, never, until very late, just would not go to WWE. Didn't like what they were doing. Didn't want to be a part of it. And then made that run there and just the WrestleMania match with Triple H ended up being Vince kind of taking his last pot shot at WCW at Sting's expense, which I thought really sucked. And then, of course, had the issue in the match with Seth Rollins where he wrecked his neck and, stepped aside. But it's amazing that it's amazing he made it back to be able to wrestle again. But just such an iconic figure, and so many people just modeled themselves after what he did in the ring. And it's hard when you really think about the guys that have stood out over the past 30 or 40 years. There's not many that can top that man's resume. There really isn't.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely an icon, and I just thought about it. My memory just took me back to why I lost love for him, if we could say that, is for Christmas I found this VHS of the Sting movie. You ever see the Sting movie?
No.
I got it for my brother. I thought he'd be excited, and we pop it in, and he's just talking about going to church, and we were like, well, this ain't.
Oh, he's a very Christian man.
He is, but that's not what we expected. He let us down on that VHS tape.
Come on, man.
I'm a man of God. At the time, I just wanted some hemorrhaging and some wrestling. I didn't get that, so that's where.
Fair enough. But one of the most respected figures in professional wrestling is going to be calling it quits, and we'll look forward to seeing the retirement tour for Sting here over the next 4 months or so. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeff, boy, would it be Jeff Jarrett? Of course, all that time in TNA that he spent.
Well, is there a match that would just be like, I needed to, like, is there something he hasn't done that would be like, that would be a moment? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
I guess you can at this point. He's been through, it all.
Let me pull the list here real quick.
Of the roster?
Yeah, the roster. Just see if there's anybody fun that. Hey, maybe Kurt Angle could come back.
Oh my!
Kurt never got a good retirement match.
Yeah, Kurt's not. I don't think he's in any condition to do so.
I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't know.
They've been playing this for a while. Maybe they decided to tell.
You
Kurt
saw
Angle
what happened to Ric Flair in his last match.
Yeah, but come on, Rick was in his 70s.
64, 70. I mean, that's not a far road.
But have you seen Sting?
Yeah.
He's still in great shape.
Yeah, so I wouldn't compare it to that, but I'm saying putting so much hype on it as like the last, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess. Some fans will go nuts for it and cry. Somebody going to be in there crying. You'll probably be in there crying.
Oh, of course.
Tears just dropping.
Bryan Danielson?
Oh, yeah, that'd be well, anything Bryan Danielson touch is gold.
Christian would be an interesting one.
Yeah. What if they just squashed him?
I don't think they're going to squash him, but Christian would actually make sense if you think about it, because everything that's been going on with him and Darby Allin.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, you give Christian the scalp of Sting at the end. Good Lord, we never hear the end of it. That might be a good match.
I don't know. I just don't know.
And they did a lot of time in TNA too. They know each other.
Yeah.
So that could work.
Well, Sting has been mainly in tag team matches, right?
For the most part, yeah.
Right. So, I mean, they kind of, have we really seen what he's capable of or not capable of to the degree of a one-on-one match?
I don't know. Man's jumping off balconies. I'm good enough.
That's all you need. Well, maybe
That's
he
all
just
I
does
need.
that and see who could jump the furthest. It ain't got to be a match.
It's more falling the furthest.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
But, yeah, I mean, I just remember Sting, a match a while back, took a dive off a ladder onto a broadcast table and stuff. I mean, still taking some bumps, but I think I think that was enough.
Yeah.
That was enough.
Yeah.
But
so,
yeah.
I mean, shout out to the Stinger, man. We'll see you at the Toy Con.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I can't wait. Cannot wait.
I'm excited.
Yeah, so there's a little ode to the Stinger as we'll be saying goodbye to him. But another guy that is saying goodbye to his power in WWE is Vinnie Mac. Oh,
that's my guy.
He got knifed hard.
Did he? I didn't get all the details, so I'm looking forward to this.
Well, we're going to talk about the details of that.
Oh, well, good.
And two of the other wrestling organizations have made major moves over the past 6 or 7 days. We're going to talk about all of it here on the Mark Hoke Show. Stick around. A whole lot more coming up. If you're looking for an award-winning dining experience at outstanding prices, look no further than Unique Eats. Whether it's their incredible breakfast platters, amazing pastas and sandwiches, or world-renowned pizzas, celebrity chef Dominic Tedesco will have you covered. Check out their coffee and smoothie bar, vegetarian options, catering, and top-flight service. Visit Unique Eats today at 3100 South Durango, Suite 100. Call 702-992-3038 or go to uniqueeatslv.com, and we'll see you all at Unique Eats.
Tired of exposing your retirement to stock market risk? Join Robert Cummings for Retirement and Income Radio, Sundays at 1 p.m. on 101.5 FM, KDON. And call now for your complimentary customized retirement and income kit and book at 844-725-SAFE.
If your bank account is causing you headaches, switch to One Nevada Credit Union. With 46,000 free ATMs, innovative mobile apps, and convenient local branches, you can kiss your banker goodbye forever. Open an account online today or find a local branch at onenevada.org.
One Nevada Credit Union. Our one focus is you.
One Nevada is open to all Clark County residents, federally insured by the NCUA Equal Opportunity Lender. If your bank account is causing you headaches, switch to One Nevada Credit Union. With 46,000 free ATMs, innovative mobile apps, and convenient local branches, you can kiss your banker goodbye forever. Open an account online today or find a local branch at onenevada.org.
One Nevada Credit Union. Our one focus is you.
One Nevada is open to all Clark County residents, federally insured by the NCUA Equal Opportunity Lender.
The LGBTQ Center of Las Vegas provides a range of health and wellness services in a safe and non-judgmental environment. You can get fast and comprehensive HIV testing, as well as screening for STIs for little to no cost. Appointments are recommended, but walk-ins are welcome. Located in the heart of Las Vegas near downtown, the center also provides an on-site pharmacy. Get more information at thecenterlv.org. This message is sponsored by a grant through the Sands Corporation, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Unsafe sleep conditions cause serious injury and even death to infants. Never sleep with your baby on a sofa, in a chair, or in an adult bed. Protect the baby you love from becoming a tragic statistic. The only safe place for your baby to sleep is alone, on its back, in a crib, and in your room. For more information, visit cribsforkids.org. That's cribsforkids.org. This message is sponsored by the Division of Public and Behavioral Health, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Your passion to serve could make a world of difference to nonprofit organizations in your local community. Organizations across Nevada are looking to fill board and committee positions with professionals like you who care about local community needs. Board Connect is a new service matching your unique talents with organizations working on issues that are important to you. In this virtual hub, there are hundreds of nonprofits whose work supports essential services and programs. Nevada Volunteers and its partners created Board Connect for individuals and communities striving for bright futures. Take a moment to register. Your service will be a meaningful investment in others and yourself. Board Connect is easy to use, and best of all, it's free. For more information and to register, go to nevadavolunteers.org. That's nevadavolunteers.org. This message sponsored by Nevada Volunteers and Volunteers Generation Fund, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
I've never seen it like this.
We've lost a lot of loved ones in our family.
I lost some family members to COVID.
So many of my patients pass away from COVID.
People dying. It didn't matter your color, your race, your sex.
Death has no particular color. It comes after us all.
Every human life has value. Just does.
COVID taught us
health matters.
Health matters. Visit nmhec.org. This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, Office of Minority Health and Equity, and in cooperation by the Nevada Broadcasters Association and the station.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing. Together, millions of things for our planet. After Halloween, your used jack-o'-lantern and other gourds are great additions to any compost pile. When we each share our one thing, it becomes a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
101.5 FM KDON. You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
And we're getting ready for the final segment of hour number 1 here at the Mark Hoke Show. There's another one to go.
Time flies.
Man, just Sting and Vince.
Shout out to Tanja tuning in for the first time.
Hey, what's up?
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Well, yeah, we certainly do. Thanks to all of you listening out there. And there have been a lot of you. We really do appreciate all of you tuning into the Mark Hoke Show, checking us out on YouTube and all that fun stuff. And I promise we'll be getting the YouTube stuff squared up again. It's just been, Dave, the schedule's been a little bit crazy and some stuff I'm catching up on. So we're getting there.
Well, good.
Promise.
Well, good to know, Mark.
Promise.
But, yeah. And if you're watching the live stream, go ahead and drop a comment, man.
Yeah.
Say something.
Please.
Say something controversial.
Yeah. Get Dave going.
Yeah, I need to be fired up.
Speaking
of being fired up.
Yeah.
You hear about that Eric Bischoff rant.
Which one was that?
Talking about your boys, Alvarez and
you really want to go there now?
I do. I would love to hear your opinion.
I was sitting next to Bryan when all that happened.
What happened?
Talking about Christian. The conversation with Christian Cage.
Well, okay. So go ahead. We'll talk about that, but his overall rant of just what they are to the business.
Oh, well, he hates Meltzer. We all know that. Come on.
Right.
But yeah, I remember Bryan Alvarez, of course, from Wrestling Observer, their main guy over there. When the press conference happened at Wrestle Dream up in Seattle, Christian just sat down and laid right into him. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And people were saying that was staged and, they planned it out and all that. And I'm telling you, I was sitting next to Bryan. Bryan was just as surprised as anybody else. I was talking to him. There was nothing planned out about that. Christian just decided to, pull an MJF Mark Hoke situation and just blast him.
Yeah.
But it's fun. But that's the thing that people don't understand about this. It's their job to make these things viral and fun. So Christian went in and just, saw some stuff that Alvarez said on Twitter and decided to, let him know. Let him know.
Yeah.
He did.
So, but overall, Eric Bischoff, was just said that they are a cancer for the business and they're stirring up so much controversy that it's just bad for the business. What are your thoughts on that?
Dave sometimes says some things that you kind of wonder about, and and he said some things that are just out and out wrong. But on the other side, you're getting information from all sorts of different sources, and sometimes those people give you the wrong information too. It happens. I think that they do have to be careful with what they say, but I don't think Bryan. I don't really consider Bryan a cancer to the business. I think a lot. I think a lot of people want to get as much news as they can. And Bryan is one of the best sources you're going to get, and people talk to him all the time from the inside. And there's not many people that get that privilege. So I don't consider them a cancer. A lot of people. I tell you what, a lot of people would say the same thing about Eric Bischoff. Now, I'm not saying that.
You're not saying that?
I'm not personally saying that.
Okay.
But Eric Bischoff, talk about a pot stirrer. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's what so he was going on this rant, and the reason I even brought it up, because he was just so fired up. I was like, let me stop before I say too much. But he was just cussing and going nuts, and he was like, they're always just trying to stir up controversy. And I said, your book was called Controversy Creates Cash.
Yeah.
So that's where I was a little confused. But he was so passionate about hating these guys.
Well, and that's the thing about the guys at Wrestling Observer, and really like anybody that does this. You know, and people think about Jim Cornette. People either love Jim Cornette or they hate Jim Cornette.
You see that fight?
Which fight?
Him and Santino.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that?
They don't like each other.
Oh,
they don't get along.
How do you know?
They're not friendly.
How do you know?
Just seems like it.
Oh, did you see the fight?
I did not see the fight. I've heard about the fight.
Oh, okay.
But that's, you know, but people don't understand the part of what's interesting about professional wrestling is getting controversy going and getting people all riled up. I mean, it adds to the business. I mean, look, you can say what you want about Dave Meltzer, but at the same time, that guy has been covering this industry for what, 30 years now? 30 years. You can't dispute that he's made a I think overall positive contribution. I'm sure there's people out there that, you know, that get mad at Dave and, you know, don't like what he says. And, you know, sometimes I don't like what Dave says, but at the same time, you know, he's been a great news source for a lot of people for a very long time. So I can't, you know, I can't call those guys a cancer.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, a lot of people think Eric Bischoff was not good for professional wrestling overall. So come on, man, back off. We're all kind of in the same boat here, you know?
Are we?
We are.
Okay.
Yeah. We're moving it forward. I mean, part of the reason that I think you and I do this show is because we love professional wrestling and we want to convey that love of this to other people so they can get more involved.
Mm-hmm.
Or you know, maybe the casual person that's out there listening to us on KDAWN or the Odyssey app or checking out our live stream on YouTube, X, or Twitter, you know, gets to hear about something that maybe they didn't hear before, and it gets them interested in pro wrestling. And, you know, I think that's what a lot of us do this for. You know, we're not just out there to say, oh, here's what happened and walk away. You know, we want people to enjoy what we're talking about, you know, and go to the matches and have a great time, whether it's FSW or WrestleMania, you know?
Right. No, I agree.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I think if they didn't do it, somebody else is going to pick up the baton and run with it. So,
absolutely.
I mean, there's always welcome to wrestling.
I mean, dude, there are so many wrestling websites out there. It's ridiculous. As we found out, you know, when we do one of our great interviews and then it blows up all over the place, you know, hundreds, thousands. It's crazy. So how about some of them do some work on their own though? I'll just say that. Anyway, let's I tell you what, I don't know if we'll get to both of the companies we want to talk about, but let's talk about what's going on with Impact, because Bound for Glory was last night. Big card for them in Chicago.
Yes, sir.
David Difference was praying that CM Punk was going to show up.
Never that.
Yeah, you were.
Nah.
You were hoping.
Nah, that would break my heart.
Why?
Good for Impact. Not good for CM Punk.
Why? He has a job.
He has a job. He don't need a job. He's
apparently he does. He wanted one from WWE.
Yeah, that's still going to happen. I don't care what anybody says.
All right.
I don't care what anybody says.
Okay.
Well, I mean, the merger may stop. Nah, that may influence it even more.
You think?
Yep.
Wow.
Maybe.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
we'll find out.
He's doing a lot of fight commentary. Yeah. Definitely not Impact. I mean, he may show up, but
he's got friends there. But and there's a reason why I think, and we'll get into it in a little bit, why I think he's a pretty good candidate to show up there. But Bound for Glory last night, Chris Sabin defends his X Division title against Kenta. PCO wins the Monsters Ball match against Moose, Rhino, and Steve Macklin. A lot of pain in that match. That was fun. The only title change of the night, Chris Bay.
It's my guy.
Our good friend.
Yes,
Ace Austin, ABC, take down the Rascals and regain the Impact World Tag Team Championships. Will Ospreay made his appearance on Impact, getting a pretty good match with Speedball Mike Bailey. Jordan Grace wins the Call Your Shot Gauntlet match. And Matt Cardona showed up and stabbed his friend Brian Myers in the back. Again. What a shock.
Yeah.
Why does anybody trust Matt Cardona anymore? Zach used to be Zack Ryder, if you weren't sure. Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah.
He'll probably slap you if you do that to him.
Good old days. Yeah. Just seen him at at the GCW event.
Yeah. So, but Jordan Grace wins that, so she gets to challenge for any championship she wants at some point. Trinity defends the Knockouts championship against Mickie James, and Alex Shelley actually defended successfully against Josh Alexander for the World Championship last night. So a pretty good card for Impact, but we won't be calling them Impact for long.
Oh, no.
As the king of Impact Wrestling made an announcement last night that they're going back to being called TNA. So they are getting back to their roots where it all started. They will be total nonstop action wrestling once again. So they have, I think there's some little backstage play going on here in the business side of things, because honestly, I mean, I read some reasons why, speculate why they did it. And some of it was the fans wanted that name back. They wanted to kind of unify the consistency of the history of TNA, because it's, of course, but you had the TNA, of course, they had the NWA title in there for a while. You had the global Impact Wrestling that Jeff Jarrett did, and they went to Impact, and so they're kind of trying to play the nostalgia card and pull it all back together. So we are back to TNA, and guess where their first card as TNA is going to be, David Difference?
Las Vegas?
You betcha.
Oh, it is?
It is.
Yeah, why was I? Yeah. Well, that should be exciting.
Yeah, they're
over
gonna,
at Samstown?
Nope, they're going to be at the Palms.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I lost my Impact website, or I'd tell you exactly when that is, but it's in January.
But what does this mean?
You know what I think it means? I think that they're trying to, one thing about the name Impact is, like, if you type in Impact when you're doing a search on anything,
yeah, tough ranking.
Million things come up. TNA, yeah, that's
Chicas, Bonitas.
There's only 2 on that. But I think that they're really looking to, make a move and try and build this business up a little bit bigger. I mean, Scott D'Amore, when he did his little speech last night at Bound for Glory, was very animated. I mean, he was fired up about making this change, and apparently it's been in the works for a while, but you just get to feel, I mean, they've got a great roster, a ton of talent there. They're pulling people from all over the place to come in and wrestle as well. I have a feeling that TNA is going to be looking to make a play to maybe get on a bigger network, get off Access TV and, do something a little bit more, because they have the people to do it now. I think one thing that was up with Impact a while back was, our roster was kind of things kind of got run into the ground for a while until Scott has managed to come back in and, really clean things up. But, I think there's some big stuff coming from I guess we got to say TNA now, Dave.
Well, hopefully, maybe they'll bring back the 6-sided ring, but I don't know what the difference is going to be. You change the name back to TNA. I mean, but, if they're, like you said, there's a lot of talent there, and they need a bigger stage to shine on, because it's almost like an independent almost.
Right.
I mean, to a degree, nobody knows about what's going on.
Yeah, and it's a shame, because they have so many great wrestlers on their roster. They really do. And like I said, I think that they realize that if they can either stay in this little niche where they're at, or they need to go bigger. And, anybody running their business, you would think, wants to go bigger. So, yeah, I think it's a matter of making a marketing move here, pulling everything back, because they do have a very rich history. A lot of top Hall of Fame guys have been in TNA, and, they do need to unify it. So that's going to be interesting what they do. I wonder who they're going to knock on the door of.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. But yeah, so fun card with Bound for Glory, and we'll look forward to seeing TNA back here in Las Vegas at the Palms, man. I can't remember any wrestling at the Palms. Can you?
I cannot, no.
Yeah, so first time for TNA at the Palms. But it's not the first time for us going to the second hour. So we're going to be wrapping up this one right now. Please give us a follow on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, Facebook, The Mark Hoke Show. Just look up Mark Hoke Show. It's there.
Mark Hoke, everything, man.
That's right. And David Difference right alongside me.
Yes, sir.
Big Sexy. He's the real big sexy. Heck with Kevin Nash. Stick around. We got another hour coming up, and we're going to talk about, are the territories coming back, Dave? Are you kidding me?
I hope so.
Yeah, we'll see. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show, and visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show, and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join The Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day, and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry, with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
On Facebook, I saw someone posted...
It's going to turn you into a zombie.
Created by the government.
They're going to plant a chip into your body.
It's the mark of the beast.
This is fake.
This information is just about as bad as the pandemic itself.
This information is easy. You don't see the harm it does.
COVID taught us health matters.
Stop the spread of misinformation. Health matters. Visit nmhec.org. This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, Office of Minority Health and Equity, and in cooperation by the Nevada Broadcasters Association and the station.
Are you shopping for healthcare coverage for a small business? Whether you're renewing a plan or shopping for a new one, the Vegas Chamber Health Plan, backed by Anthem, has many of the advantages usually reserved for a larger organization, like access to care across Nevada at lower cost. Lock in quality healthcare at budget-friendly prices through July 2024. Go to vegaschamber.com/anthem. Brought to you by the Vegas Chamber in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Understanding the many things in a mother's life affecting her pregnancy is important. You can help improve the health of all mothers and babies in Nevada by completing a Pregnancy Risk Assessment Monitoring System survey about your recent pregnancy. Also known as PRAMS, the survey is from the Nevada Division of Public and Behavioral Health and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The survey asks new moms about their experience before, during, and after pregnancy. Responses are confidential and used to help improve the health of mothers and babies in Nevada. If you receive a PRAMS survey, please share your story. Learn more at nvprams.dpbh.nv.gov. That's nvprams.dpbh.nv.gov. This message, sponsored by the Nevada Division of Public and Behavioral Health, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
I'm Tony Kornheiser, and this is my show. What, you expecting something different? Whether you're looking for deep, insightful dives into the day's top sports stories, that's why we have guests, right, Nigel? Or simply how to get change for 100, you'll find it on the Tony Kornheiser Show. From football picks from the best prognosticators in the business, including a monkey, to real-time baseball playoff analysis, to traffic in an area where you don't live. We got you covered. My friends come on, and you know them. Listen on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
KMXP HD3 Henderson, K260HCS Las Vegas. Always live on the free Odyssey app. 1015 FM KDON.
The battles continue. I'm Paul Stevens, Fox News. Israel ramping up attacks on terrorists. Airstrikes continue targeting Hamas. Israeli forces in the north also trading fire with Hezbollah.
The number one question we get all the time, and we turn it to the IDF, is when will the ground invasion start? IDF spokesman Colonel Richard Hex said today they'll start the ground invasion at a time, place, and manner of their choosing. Something unique happened today, and that is something very rare. An Israeli airstrike into the West Bank. The Israelis fired on a mosque in the West Bank in the town of Jenin, the Al Ansar Mosque. It was followed up with ground forces. Israel's Shin Bet developed intelligence that a cell was operating out of that mosque. The IDF called the mosque a ticking time bomb, and that cell, according to the IDF, was eliminated in a chamber underneath the mosque. The IDF now says they've arrested some 450 Hamas operatives in the West Bank since October the 7th.
Fox's Mike Tobin in Israel. Secretary of State Antony Blinken telling NBC he says the potential is there for escalation in the region. There's word that a 17-truck convoy has been allowed into Gaza, delivering a second round of aid. They entered from the Egyptian side of the Rafah crossing. The Israeli Defense Force hitting several Hezbollah terror hubs overnight near the border with Lebanon. Hamas officials warning Israel if they start a ground invasion in Gaza, Hezbollah would join that fighting.
There are reports of an anti-tank guided missile fired toward Israeli troops in the kibbutz, the small community of Kisufim. Just yesterday, our crew was inside Kisufim with the Israeli military, looking at this position that they are taking over and trying to clean up the aftermath of that October 7th massacre. There are many Israeli troops around this area. It sits just about 1.5 kilometers from the border with Gaza, and this would be the first anti-tank guided missile attack along the Gaza border in a number of days as this war enters day 16.
Fox's Trey Inkst in Israel. America's listening to Fox News.
New from the Fox News Podcast Network.
I'm Emily Campagno, and this is the Fox True Crime Podcast.
And I had nothing to do with her disappearance.
I sit down with the people who lived the nightmares.
I was in shock. I was just devastated.
The investigators who tirelessly worked on the case.
And I really hope that I can catch this guy.
Bringing you closer to the story than you ever thought possible.
Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
These are the stories that keep you up at night.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network. Listen to the all-new Bret Baier podcast featuring Common Ground, talking to lawmakers weekly from opposite sides of the political spectrum about the issues of the day and how Americans can find common ground in a politicized world.
That's just not happening on Capitol Hill. It takes leadership, right?
Yeah, it absolutely does.
Along with all your Bret Baier favorites like the campaign, the candidates, the all-star panel, and much more. Available now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
Two radio gods.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man.
Amongst all of you today. Everybody out there in K-Dawn universe and the planet is so lucky to have us.
Bow down to us.
You don't have to bow.
Kiss our feet.
Wow, listen to you.
Well, we're gods.
Oh, we're supposed to just get offerings.
Oh,
Pass the plate.
Well, kiss my feet.
Wow.
Well, we got different rules as different gods.
I'm easy.
Yeah.
Just give me money. You don't have to, no toes involved. I'm Mark Hoke. Thanks for being with us here on the Mark Hoke Show on K-Dawn 101.5 FM. We are the talk of Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
David Difference.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what a difference Dave makes. Hour 2, I got to say it again.
Yeah, there you go. It's kind of a reset. So there you go. Because you never know. Maybe people weren't tuned into hour 1.
What?
Which is stupid.
Yeah, that would be dumb.
Yeah.
That would be dumb.
Judging by the ratings, they are tuned into all our time. So God bless all of you. We love you.
God bless everybody.
I got to get, and I bet my friend Gary out there is listening. Very regular listener on K-Dawn.
Gary Shanlin?
No, not Gary Shanlin, but
that's your guy.
I think Gary's dead. Gary Shanling's dead.
Yeah, he is. R.I.P. brother.
Wow. So just calling out dead people. Great. No, but hi, Gary. So
hey, Gary.
Saying hi. Hope he's enjoying a bottle of Ripple this morning.
Ripple this early? Where's Gary at?
I don't know.
No clue, but he's
Somewhere
drinking Ripple.
Fred
G. Sanford over there.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, but we are bringing the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment here on the Mark Hoke Show. A whole lot more to go through as we break down everything that has been happening in the ropes and outside of them here on K-Dawn. Dave, you're a lover, by the way. Dave has a hat on that's big and red, and it says lover that is a globe there, right?
Number one, it doesn't say lover. It says beloved. And I'm a beloved figure. And you know,
it is beloved. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. The translation of David is beloved. So I brand everything, man. But we're all loved. You're beloved.
By who? Name one.
Oof. Yeah.
See, you couldn't even say me.
Well, give me some time.
I love you.
I like you a lot.
Whatever.
Love is
whatever.
My heart's been shut off.
So cold, Dave. Anyway, well, one of the other big news items that happened over the past week, the NWA. Yes, they're still around if you didn't know.
Eazy-E died.
What?
Oh.
Come on.
The wrestling NWA.
Yes, the wrestling NWA.
Okay.
The National Wrestling Alliance.
Did you ever get that confused as a kid?
With what?
I don't know. When I heard NWA came out, all I was thinking was wrestling. And they were like, no, it's this group. And like,
no, I knew there would be a distinction between the two.
Oh, yeah, because you were already older. I was just a kid.
Yeah. Okay. It's understandable, Dave. You're easily confused. But the National Wrestling Alliance, they've still been doing shows. They've still been doing pay-per-views. Just did their 75th anniversary show a little while ago. EC3 is now the world champion of the NWA. That's right. He's still around doing his thing. The Control Your Narrative, I guess, didn't go so well. But the Billy Corgan, the owner of NWA, made two announcements. Well, one announcement this week and a sort of announcement. But apparently first, they are going to be announcing a contract with the CW.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to have a pretty good TV contract. Talking about Impact being on Access. Well, CW, that's hundreds of stations. So the NWA looks like they're going to be on the CW. But this was the other one that really caught me by surprise. And I am curious to hear what you think about this, David. Of course, the NWA, what it used to be was, it was an alliance, and it was alignments of territories across the North America mostly. I mean, and they do some work with Japan and so on. But you would have different areas of the country that were kind of run by a certain promoter.
Right.
For example, way back in the day, Vince McMahon's territory senior, was the, New York and up, and Pennsylvania, and he had that. And, Mike Graham ran Florida and so on. You had, just to run down like World Class Championship Wrestling in Texas, and you had Bill Watts in Mid-South, and you had the Missouri territory. You'd have, Georgia, the CWA area, which was Memphis. And, there are all sorts of little territories. And the guys that were running these territories had a gentleman's agreement. We don't run shows in your territory. And the NWA was the one that kind of oversaw all of that. And they would decide who would be the NWA world champion. And then that champion would go through all the territories. So you'd get him booked for, say, 3 or 4 weeks in your territory. Then he goes on to the next one. I'm sure, Dave, you saw Ric Flair's calendar when he was the NWA champion and how crazy it was.
Insane.
Yeah. So obviously the NWA completely faded away. The territories disappeared when Vince made his move back in the early 80s, wiped everybody out. Jim Crockett was kind of the only one that held on. And then that evolved into WCW and so on and so forth. Well, the NWA announced that they are supposedly bringing back the territories. The one territory is EC3's promotion that he runs in the Midwest. Yeah, so you're already shaking your head.
Well, I'm just trying to, while you're talking about this, I'm trying to
piece it together,
how it's going to work, and what does it mean? What's the impact why?
I think part of it is nostalgia. I think part of it is they're trying to get a national reach again. Not that they don't. They do broadcast their shows, but it's nothing like WWE or anything like that. Obviously, their shows. We had Joe DeFalco, talking about this, that their shows. Joe's has bigger shows sometimes than the NWA does.
Mm-hmm.
So but this territory thing, here's my problem with it. I like the idea. I think it would be cool to have a roving champion going into different areas of the country and going to different promotions and defending the NWA World Championship. You have the tradition of the NWA, even though it's obviously not what it used to be. But the problem is there's no such thing as a territory anymore. I mean, think of the definition of a territory. It's like a state or an area that you control. Nobody's got control over any part of the country in terms of promotions anymore. Like if Joe DeFalco and FSW wanted to do a show in Missouri, they could do a show in Missouri, and nobody's gonna, go hit Joe DeFalco in the back of the head with a blackjack.
Mm-hmm.
There's no territories. So I think that they may have made a mistake on this, because if you were going to make territories, then what you should have done is they should have had a bunch of promoters already lined up and at least be going into some of the major promotions across the country and have an agreement that, we're going to send the NWA champion to all these territories. That would have made sense. But when you're only saying it's, what territories do you have? Well, we got EC3s.
Yeah, it's insane.
It doesn't.
It doesn't have legs. Somebody he announced something. It was probably premature. It's an idea, but we've evolved way past the territories, and I think that it's not needed. So who would it just be other independents?
I would imagine it has to be. I mean, what else could it be?
Yeah, I think the thing is they get their chips up. They get a TV deal that makes sense, which they're on CW, right? So
they're apparently announcing they're going to be on CW. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they focus on that. I don't even understand the benefit. So for fans, what is the benefit? What do we get out of it?
That's a good question.
You said nostalgia, but
yeah, I mean, look, I think one, it may be like a lower ticket price opportunity to see some pretty good names, and not busting the NWA in terms of their talent. They're doing a better job getting some people, and I'll tell you, their women's division in NWA pretty good, pretty good.
Who's on the roster right now? I used to watch it with and I don't know if that's still the case, but it would be on YouTube when they first jumped it back off. I would watch it like, okay, here we go, and Eli Drake and everybody. It was cool. I like the old studio feel, but is that still what they're doing?
Yeah, it's generally the same setup.
Power,
they're doing the Power show.
Huh.
Let me get a NWA
roster.
See if I got a roster.
Yeah, because I know Aldis was there. He's gone. What is it? Brodus Clay. He's still over there doing his thing.
You mean Ty?
Yeah. He's still over there.
Yeah, he was the former NWA champion. EC3 was the one that knocked him off. So
yeah,
but here's let me see if I've got. Bear with me because I probably should have had a roster ready to go. I'm actually on the NWA's website right now. But well, here's some names that they've got. EC3, Tom Latimer, Camille, who's been wrestling really well. She's getting a lot of attention. Chris Adonis, we all know him, of course, formerly Chris Masters.
Oh yeah, that's my
WWE.
guy.
He's been wrestling there a lot. Mike Knox and Trevor Murdoch. Samantha Starr, that's Baby Doll's daughter.
Oh.
Who else is over there? Blunt Force Trauma. They're a pretty good team. Aaron Stevens, that was oh my God. That's terrible. Why am I blanking on that? Damian Sandow.
Oh, yeah.
You remember him with the Miz?
Yeah, he was dope.
Yeah, bros. Let's see, Colby Carino. So I mean, there's some okay names on the roster. But like I said, but the problem with doing territories is that you should have, if you were going to say you're going to do that, then you should have had affiliates already ready to go.
Yeah, you should have reached out to Joe DeFalco.
Yeah, and I know what Joe would have said because he's not a big NWA fan.
Why would I need you guys? I know,
right.
Joe. Yeah.
But I mean the idea of splitting up the country a little bit, and you don't necessarily have to put the reins on and say, I run California now. No, it's never going to happen. But if you say I'm the official NWA promotion that's in California, if someone would take that reign, or let's say FSW would say, hey, we're going to be the official NWA promotion in Nevada. And then you don't sell those rights to anybody else and you don't do any shows in there. Well, now you got something.
Oh, who doesn't do any shows?
If nobody else, you don't do any, like the NWA wouldn't, like, for example, let's say FSW became a territory of the NWA, right?
Yeah.
That means that nobody else, and then you have the rights to say, no, there's not going to be any other NWA shows within, say, a couple 100 miles of me, none in Nevada. I'm the only one that gets NWA shows.
Yippee. I don't see the benefit of it. There's too many independent companies that
here would be a benefit if you have a good television contract.
Oh.
Because now you're getting some national attention because you're tied in under one banner. So, I mean, I see the concept, right? But right now the execution to me doesn't, I mean, you hear the word the territory days, and all of us that were wrestling fans back then when the territories were around go, oh man, that was so awesome. But man, you think of world class, and you think of Florida and Georgia and the Mid-Atlantic, and there's nothing like that. So, I mean, I think you kind of put the cart before the horse on this one. You need to have territories set up before you did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, they were, and then they got disbanded, and we evolved as a wrestling. I don't see it. I think it worked in the days of when it was a lot of you showed up to the wrestling shows. It wasn't all on TV. You didn't have your things already dialed in. There's too many wrestling companies now. Then there wasn't an independent wrestling company popping up every month, or people doing different shows here and there. You had territories, they ran it, that was it. Now you got 20 companies in Vegas, 15 companies in California. I just don't see it and they don't have enough weight. NWA, like, it has a name, it's legacy, it's everything. But today, what they're doing, they don't have enough weight to make that sound good to anybody.
Yeah, and boy, I'll tell you, not having Nick Aldis there,
yeah,
that would have helped.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, at least you'd have a really big name there that people were going to be excited to go see. I mean, EC3 is a great wrestler. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to jump up out of my seat and say, "Oh my God, you know, EC3 is coming to town."
Yeah, change the narrative. What was that?
Yeah, control your
narrative. The narrative.
Yeah, it didn't work out.
Yeah, that was bad for business. But I mean, that's the thing, is they throw out ideas. This is going to be that you got to love ideas.
Ideas are great.
Yeah, so if you could flesh it out to where it makes sense to anybody, then we're good. But you're just saying something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like in any business, if you sit there and say, "Yeah, I'm gonna," I have this idea, and you announce your idea, but you don't have anything behind it, it doesn't mean a damn thing. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Now, if he would have, like I said, if he would have come out and said with 15 promoters across the country and said, "This is our NWA team. This is, if you want to see the NWA in California and some of our stars, this is where you're going to see them. If you want to see them in Texas, this is the place and the promotion that you're going to go to." And you had that alliance already set up, but not having the alliance with the National Wrestling Alliance, it doesn't make any sense. Now, maybe Billy's working on this, and he's got more set up than we know, but I just think it lacked the oomph without having different promoters behind it. And plus, the other issue that you've got is, man, you got to get a bunch of promoters together, and especially in this day and age.
Ain't happening.
See, back then, everybody understood what, having a roaming world champion, what that meant to them and what it meant to their box office. Plus they could split a little revenue. They had a gentleman's agreement. It kind of kept everybody in line until Vince McMahon just blew it all up. Now, trying to get 15 or 20 promoters on the same page and asking them to take money out of their pocket, which I'm sure they would have to do. Ooh, that is a heavy lift, brother.
Yeah, that is a heavy lift there. Yeah. Oh, we didn't tell our announcement. We're opening the Mark Hoke amusement park, wrestling themed amusement park. We haven't figured it all out, but go ahead, right about that.
Yeah, I got a little red wagon outside my apartment.
Right. So far, I mean, that's just the beginning, but we're gonna get everybody on.
Yeah.
board.
See, and that saying something like that exactly proves my point. So maybe we should get Billy on the show and have him and bring him on, and let's press him on a little bit. Reach out to him.
Yeah, call him.
Yeah, we'll get in touch.
Call him now.
No, now I don't have his number. I probably know people that do, but yeah. So it's a very interesting concept. We'll see if the NWA can do anything with it. And I mean, if it did, boy, there's now you got another company maybe putting together a unique product that people can get a kick out of, but who knows?
Yeah, it's not like it's just popping up with a new concept.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's drawing on the old days, but like the old days are gone, man.
Yeah, I got a station wagon I'm inventing. I'll tell you more about it next week.
Sounds good. All right. We're going to take a break and we come back. Hey, the pay-per-view is starting to shape up, including an FSW alum from here in Las Vegas is going to get the main event of pay-per-view here. Dave knows who that is, I'm sure, but don't say it. Don't say it. It's a teaser. Don't do it. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Join the Vegas Chamber today. Being a member of the Vegas Chamber sends a powerful message of credibility and that your business is connected to a larger community of organizations dedicated to ensuring Nevada is a great place to live, work, and do business. Joining the Vegas Chamber and becoming part of the largest business organization in Nevada has never been easier. Grow your business within your budget. Visit vegaschamber.com and join today. Sponsored by the Vegas Chamber in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
You're pregnant, and no matter what you do, no matter what you try, you can't stop using alcohol, drugs, or tobacco. But no matter how lost you are, how far along you are, it's not too late. There's always hope, and there are many safe places that can help you stop using. In Nevada, pregnant women are given the highest priority for substance use treatment. Low-cost treatment options may be available so you and your baby can get healthy now. If you or someone you love is pregnant or thinking about getting pregnant and using alcohol, drugs, or tobacco, visit SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org or call 211 to find help today. SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org also has resources for healthcare providers, friends, and family. If you want to help someone who's pregnant and using, visit SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org or call 211 today. Sponsored by the Nevada Division of Public and Behavioral Health and in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
It kind of set me back a little bit education-wise.
I think personally it just changed the way I looked at medicine.
As a people, we have to work together.
Health is a right for all.
We get through it together.
We can find common ground.
We are resilient.
Adaptable.
COVID taught us health matters.
Health matters. Visit nmhec.org. This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, Office of Minority Health and Equity, and in cooperation by the Nevada Broadcasters Association and the station.
Nevadans, you are not alone. If you or someone you care about is experiencing thoughts of suicide, feelings of anxiousness, or battling any other mental health crisis, we are here for you. Introducing 988, the new 3-digit dialing code for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. 988 connects you to compassionate, confidential support for free. You may remember this as the former National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, which has answered millions of calls and helped people overcome mental health-related distress. 988 is the same trusted, confidential resource. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and get you additional help if needed. There is hope. The Lifeline works. You are never alone in crisis. Just call, text, or chat 988.
This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Get ready for one of the most exciting and interactive events on the pro wrestling calendar. The 57th Annual Cauliflower Alley Club Reunion at the Plaza in Las Vegas. Meet some of your all-time professional wrestling favorites. Check out the wrestling memorabilia. Participate in terrific seminars and star-studded events, including Tuesday and Wednesday night CAC Awards and dinner nights. Visit caulifloweralleyclub.org and get your tickets and membership today. That's caulifloweralleyclub.org.
101.5 FM KDON.
This is the Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
Hey, let's do some more radio, shall we?
Hey!
All right. See, there you go.
Yeah, man. I tell you, that 3-hour sleep is insane. Well, it's good, but sometimes you start to drain. And I'm supposed to do an audio book for somebody. So I got that.
Audio book?
Yeah, I'm reading a book.
What book? I got it. I gotta know. David Difference. What book? Who hired you to do an audiobook? Is it like the Barry White autobiography or something, or what's up?
Yeah, you think that's on my only range? I could do the Mark Hoke. Hey, everybody, this is Mark Hoke. Whatever voice you want, man, I'll throw at you. What kind of book? I can do kids' books, adult books.
What book?
I don't want to talk about it yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, what do you say? You say I only got one lane when it comes to my voice?
Seems like it.
Well, that's just because it turned you on.
What?
I mean, but it's a narrative voice. It calms people. You know, I was blessed.
You are not calming at all.
You don't think so?
No, not at all.
Damn. Well, if anybody's out there watching, I'd like to hear your opinion. Am I not calming? I thought I was a calming spirit.
Yeah, you kind of are, actually.
Not at all to kind of.
Yeah, I'll
right.
give you a little bit.
I'll
give you a little David Difference. This is the Mark Hoke Show here on KDON 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. We are live on KDON on your radio dial, the Odyssey app. And if you haven't downloaded the Odyssey app, you're not only missing out on our show, but a ton of great shows from across the whole world. What are you doing? It's free.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be a dimwit. Download the Odyssey app right now. Come on, man. Get on board.
Dummy.
Dullard.
Kiss my feet.
No.
Nah. We're radio gods, man.
Anyway. And of course, we're also live streaming on YouTube, X, and Facebook. If you've not subscribed and liked our Facebook pages, our Twitter, and of course the YouTube page, subscribe on that. More subscribers, we certainly appreciate it. Please do. Just take a second. It would make us very happy.
Yeah, it's the little things.
Yeah. It's just a click.
That mean a lot.
It's a click.
I had a click in high school, man, and we were some bad dudes.
That's right. You're from the Bay.
Yeah.
I'm from South Central PA.
That doesn't even exist.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't exist, Mark. Nobody knows where you're from.
York, Pennsylvania was the official first capital of the United States of America there, buddy.
That was the first official parts unknown. They just said,
no, it's a little bit past that, but Lancaster's is Amish country. Everybody knows about that. Harrisburg state capital. So people know about the area.
Nah, they don't.
No, you're right. They don't. It sucks. Anyway, one person that does not suck is LA Knight. And of course, he was trained here in FSW.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
He was here. Yeah.
But he is now finally, after all this time in WWE, after suffering through the Maximum Male Models, has found his way to the main event. He will be in the main event with Roman Reigns at WWE Crown Jewel. That is in Saudi Arabia, coming up on, let me get the date here for you. Saturday. November 4th.
Oh, we got some time.
Yeah, there's a little bit of time here.
I was thinking it was yesterday. I was like, did I miss this?
No, Crown Jewel's November 4th. And then we have a AEW Full Gear down in LA, which we're going to be hitting. That is the weekend of, let's see, the pay-per-view is on that Saturday. I believe that'd be the 17th, if I'm correct.
Yeah, we got Collision.
Yeah, Collision, Rampage on Friday. That'll be fun.
Ooh, and then we got FSW, Luck of the Draw. That's Sunday back in Vegas.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy weekend.
Yeah.
Yippity-yay.
Yeah, so that will be the main event. Dave, is it the right time? That is the only question for me on this. Is this the right time to put LA Knight in with Roman Reigns, or should they have waited?
Yeah, I think that that slow climb, as much as we wanted to see, like, give him his flowers, give him his props, give us what we want, they gave it to us. So where does it go after that is the question. But I think that slow climb, take on the Intercontinental Champion, you got to shoot for the big dog. And just because we're cheering for you, I mean, you still got to earn your, as far as if it's a sport, wins, ranking, like I think you build it up, but it'll be a good match. It'll be interesting to see where they go and where they take it afterwards. But I could have waited. I hate when they, like, it's like we want it, then they over push it, and then it kind of takes the magic out of it. If you ask me, that's my thought. It's like now they're cramming it down our throats.
I have a feeling that what they're going to be doing with this is this is going to help lead into Survivor Series. Something's going to happen with this whole thing, and that is going to help lead to a Survivor Series team to take on Roman and the Bloodline. And I would imagine Judgment Day would probably be in on that because, of course, we do have new undisputed tag team champions in the WWE, as the Judgment Day got the belts back off Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yep.
That happened on Raw?
Yep.
Huh.
Yep. So we got new tag champs once again. So that reign didn't last very long.
What was the point? What do you think that added to any storyline or anything? Just a moment? Was it just a moment?
I guess.
Because it didn't make sense to me when it happened, but I was like, maybe they got something. And
yeah, you would have thought there was something, they were going somewhere with that, but maybe it's just, like I said, I think that a lot of this is tying to Survivor Series because you've got John Cena, who's still getting involved with the Bloodline, LA Knight, Cody, Jay.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think if there's be another name to throw in there. I'm sure there'll be a fifth person, but but then if you take the three guys in the Bloodline and then you have Damian Priest and Finn Balor teaming with the Bloodline in the Survivor Series 5-on-5 match, well, now you got something there. You got a pretty good main event.
Yeah, if there's future booking, but I mean, we're talking about Crown Jewel what are your thoughts? Is it too fast for him to be going against? I think it's way too fast to be going against Roman.
I kind of do too. And maybe, like I said, maybe they're trying to do something for Survivor Series, but I don't think they should do it at his expense because he's not walking out of there with the title. We all know this. So what is the point of putting him in there? And, because everybody would love to see him win a world championship, but he loses, he gets diminished.
Yeah.
And then it takes a lot of time to build that back up. And to be honest with you, when you think about what's going on with LA Knight, they really didn't build it up that much in the first place anyway, because just a while ago, he lost that match to the late Bray Wyatt and has only won and actually was losing a lot of matches. He's only been winning matches a few lately. So, man, I don't know. I guess I'm one of those guys that is, and kind of go back to the territory days.
Oh boy.
But you always had, when you wanted to push somebody towards the top, it was a very slow process. I mean, we were talking about Sting. It took forever for him to get a world championship match when he went into the NWA. Mm-hmm. And, we remember, Dave, a lot of guys that came into WWE when we were watching it that it would really take a while to get to wrestle for the Intercontinental title or get to wrestle for the World Championship. Very slow builds for a lot of people. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean,
it's way too fast.
Way
too fast. But you know what the crazy thing is? Like, I'm watching all this stuff, like social media, like other countries. There was like a car race, and they're doing the LA Knight announcement, and like it's all over. Dude's doing the Best Buy over the loudspeaker. Like, yeah. So
you don't want to ruin it.
No, because we love organic stuff like that we create as wrestling fans. I said when you over push it on us, then we start to pull back and like, that's what they did with Cena. That's what they did with Roman Reigns. Is like, that's your guy. Here's your guy. Here's more of your guy. Then it's too much. We like that underdog story, and think that we have some influence. But now, like I said last week, when you're telling us the fastest rising ever, don't tell us that. We made this happen because we love you, what you're doing. But then when WWE's like, let's go, it's a money play, we start to be like, maybe not.
Yeah, and when you think about everybody else that's looming in the world championship picture for either of the two titles, yeah, it's a pretty filled boat right now. You got a lot of guys that you could stick in there to go after Roman. And I don't know. I hope that it doesn't screw up his push. I really do.
Yeah. No, I don't think it will, because it'll be some kerfuffle or whatever the word you want to use is, and then they'll just move on. We'll get past it. But I think it's just not even going to be a big deal. I was at a wedding, and I was talking to this beautiful honey baby And I told her about wrestling, and she's like, "Oh, do you know Eli Drake? He's sleeping on my couch." I was like, "Oh, that's
Wow.
crazy." Yeah. Now he's the biggest thing out there.
Nice.
Shout out to LA Knight.
There you go, buddy. Sean Ricker, everyone. But yeah, so that it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. And of course, we're dealing with Cody, and John Cena's not done with this whole thing yet. Got to imagine John Cena is going to be probably getting a match with Roman too.
You think? I don't.
Yeah.
Well,
I think so.
I think it's just a filler, right? They got to have some main events leading up to hopefully The Rock. But I mean, I don't think these matches will mean anything.
Well, by the way, some stuff leaked out that right now there are no plans for The Rock at WrestleMania 40. Sorry.
Yeah, well,
you're getting Cody. You're getting Cody.
How do you get leaked that there's no plans?
Don't look at me.
I mean, The Rock said himself.
Go search it.
The Rock said himself. He leaked it on TV. Said there's something in the works.
Well, apparently there's not. Who knows?
Who's your source?
I'll look it up on the break for you.
All right.
I have so many tabs open, it's not even funny. Without The Rock being involved in that, it's got to be Cody finishing out. But actually, Dave, I had a pretty interesting idea.
Mm-hmm.
I want a new bloodline.
Oh my God!
I want the double turn at WrestleMania 40.
Who's this?
Heyman turns on Roman and helps Cody win.
Okay. Oh, yeah. You're saying that. So who would be a part of that, though?
Here's my new bloodline.
All right, I'm interested. Finally, you got me interested about something.
Here's my Cody. It's Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Solo.
Nope.
Of course, Solo. Yeah.
Well, I always thought you was gonna go lineage.
Well, Solo is part. But not the same blood. No, this is a new bloodline.
All right.
Solo.
All right.
Randy Orton.
Okay.
Charlotte.
Okay.
And Braun Breaker.
So we're just looking at people with lineage, not
right?
Like the bloodline, which is the Samoan bloodline, which we are all related to each other, but a bloodline.
So this is the new, more destructive, super legacy bloodline. Heyman turns. So Heyman turns on Roman, right? Solo turns on Roman.
Mm-hmm.
And all these guys go heel. It would actually explain why Paul Heyman was down with Braun Breaker on NXT. And all these guys, I mean, and if you think about the vast majority of them, and actually all of them, at some point would have a gripe with some of the way that WWE handled their families and handled them. And Paul Heyman certainly does too. And plus, it's in Philadelphia. And I don't know if Raw is in Philly that next night, but could you imagine if Paul Heyman created a new bloodline and brought them out on Raw the next night in Philadelphia, home of ECW?
That'd be interesting. Well, I think
it'd be fun.
I think you have to come up with a faction name, but
no, it's the bloodline. You destroyed the old one and started the new one. Paul Heyman was the mastermind the whole time. Yeah, but it's Paul Heyman's bloodline.
Yeah, but it's not a bloodline if nobody's related to each other.
No, but they all have bloodlines in professional wrestling.
We'll work on the name. But I can see that crew doing some damage and Paul Heyman over there hopping over and putting it together. That would be dope. Well, it was kind of what was it? It was Cody and DiBiase.
Yeah,
Orton.
The legend
that was dope.
The legacy was and they ruined it.
Yeah, who ruined it? Or they turned too quick, right?
They turned Orton on everybody.
Yeah, that had legs. I was like, let's go. These young cats, like all with some lineage. That was dope. That could have been dope.
I thought those three guys were great. I really did.
Yeah.
That's part of Cody's gripe with WWE all this time. You think about how they treated him and the Stardust stuff and all that and threw him away.
Stardust.
Man, would he have a gripe with World Wrestling Entertainment? Plus how they treat his dad sometimes too.
That's my guy.
Yeah. And Charlotte, they didn't treat Rick well sometimes.
Yeah.
Braun Breaker got his whole family legacy thrown away. He's a Steiner.
Yeah, I could see that. Break the yeah. No,
I
can see that.
And Paul had Solo in his back pocket the whole time.
I don't know
and
about
then Randy
Solo,
Orton comes back. Oh, you gotta. Oh my God, yeah. Well, Roman and Solo and with something on. Oh man, that could be fun. I think it's a good group.
Yeah, well, let's bring in Hogan's son.
Nick?
Yeah, Nick Hogan. Nick Hogan.
I think we're going to pass on that.
Did you watch that Van Vliet Hogan interview?
I saw pieces of it. I didn't watch the whole thing.
Hogan talked about bringing in his son to fight Shane. And then, who was it? Oh, yeah. Then Jim Cornette just said he lied the whole. I want to talk to Hogan. And that's the thing is like, you would just enamor in that moment. But I want to ask him, like, tell me about all these people that say you lie about everything. Is this true? Is this true? I just want to get his take because every interview he does, people come out and it's like, he lied about this. He lied about that. I mean, and there was some stuff about Bruiser Brody that was like, yeah, that didn't make sense. That's not the story. But I would like to get his take on it, you know?
It would be interesting because I know Jim Cornette does pieces on this.
Yeah.
And I know they ripped him on the Joe Rogan when he was on Joe Rogan. A lot of people were ripping him about stuff on that too.
Yeah. They say every interview he does. He's like, because he was talking about the Bruiser Brody and was like, oh, this is what they did to him. This is how it happened. And they were like, that's not how they killed him. And you weren't there. But they also said Ric Flair said he was there, and Ric Flair was at Starrcade or something during the time. Like, I guess it's wrestling, man.
Well, just remember when it comes crashing down and it hurts inside, you got to take a stand. It don't help to hide.
You got to get out there, man. Stand up. If you hurt my friends, then you hurt my pride.
I'm a real American. Well,
didn't you love that song?
I love that song.
Oh, that song was like the one.
Oh, I wanted to hurt people with that.
When that kicked in, like, oh man, I was ready to go.
I was too.
I used to wake up to that. Loved it.
And then you changed.
I still love it.
The dark side just perverted you, David.
Then you got that NWO music was dope.
Little Voodoo Child, you betcha. Hey, we've got more coming up on the Mark Hoke Show, the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. David Difference, I'm Mark Hoke. We'll be right back.
Infinite Wellness can help you achieve your goals and look and feel your best. Our regenerative medicine clinic utilizes stem cell and exome therapy. We also have a comprehensive weight loss program and numerous other services you can find on our website at infinitewellness.info. We're located at 8925 West Post Road, Suite 100, right across from IKEA. You can book your appointment today by calling us at 702-842-2244 or find us on social media at infinitewellness.lv. We'd love to be a part of your journey.
Dear Sharp Turns, don't spin your wheels. Toyota has more all-wheel drive sedans than any other brand, so you can bet your bottom dollar that we're sharper than ever. 'Cause we got traction, baby. Get a grip in the Camry all-wheel drive. Stay the course with the sleek Corolla, or turn up the traction in the elegant Crown. Check them out at Toyota.com.
Visit your Southern Nevada Toyota dealer today. Toyota. Let's go places.
In Nevada, anything that goes into the storm drain goes directly to our local waterways, which can pollute Nevada's lakes and rivers. Nevada is the driest state in the nation, and we must work together to preserve our limited water resources for future generations of Nevadans. Here's some waterway wisdom so you can help do your part. Scoop your dog's poop, bag it, and discard it. Clean up yard waste and grass clippings. Wash your car at a car wash or on grass or gravel. Apply pesticides and fertilizers sparingly in your yard. Safely dispose of household chemicals. Clean up leaks and spills. And don't litter. Secure trash in bins. Keep contaminants out of our storm drains. Use waterway wisdom. And remember, only rain should go into the storm drain. Join us in preserving Nevada's waters for future generations by visiting loveenvywaters.com and following us on social media.
This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Transportation, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
There is one word that is consistent throughout the entire state of Nevada: community. As our state continues to grow, now more than ever, Nevadans are pulling together to help, support, and pitch in. If you or someone you know is looking to get more active in your community, Nevada Volunteers can help. NevadaVolunteers.org is an easy way to find volunteer opportunities in your area with organizations that share your passion. From working with animals, art and culture, children, or disaster relief, NevadaVolunteers.org is the gateway to many community organizations who can benefit from someone like you. Looking to help out the environment? How about equality and social justice or health and hunger issues? NevadaVolunteers.org has a full listing of volunteer opportunities in your area. To learn more about volunteering, visit NevadaVolunteers.org. This message, sponsored by Nevada Volunteers, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey Nevadans, prescriptions can be expensive. Let the Array RX discount card be your solution. Now available to all Nevada residents. Simply sign up for free. Show your pharmacist your digital card and save money. Receive discounts of up to 80% on certain medications. There are no age or income restrictions, and it only takes a minute to enroll, so you can get back to doing what makes you happy.
This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Nevadans, you are not alone. If you or someone you care about is experiencing thoughts of suicide, feelings of anxiousness, or battling any other mental health crisis, we are here for you. Introducing 988, the new 3-digit dialing code for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. 988 connects you to compassionate, confidential support for free. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and get you additional help if needed. There is hope. The Lifeline works. You are never alone in crisis. Just call, text, or chat 988.
This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
If you're looking for an award-winning dining experience at outstanding prices, look no further than Unique Eats. Whether it's their incredible breakfast platters, amazing pastas and sandwiches, or world-renowned pizzas, celebrity chef Dominic Tedesco will have you covered. Check out their coffee and smoothie bar, vegetarian options, catering, and top-flight service. Visit Unique Eats today at 3100 South Durango, Suite 100. Call 702-992-3038 or go to uniqueeatslv.com, and we'll see you all at Unique Eats.
101.5 FM KDON.
You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
And we're back on The Mark Hoke Show here on KDON 101.5 FM. It is the talk of Las Vegas. By the way, I have an update on Gary, our super KDON listener.
Ripple?
No. Now, he was thinking about cracking a beer, but he is not drinking Ripple right now. He messaged us on our Facebook page, The Mark Hoke Show.
Well, it's a good time for a beer. It's brunch time, right?
Yeah, go for it, Gary. Why not?
Every hour is happy hour.
Little Dos Equis.
But Ripple, though.
It's a long story on the Ripple thing, but
go for it. We got
it's just we were just something he said on the air one time, and it was hilarious. But Gary, go for it, man. Pop one. Enjoy the Raiders game and have a great time.
There you go.
Yeah. By the way, I did want to get a quick clarification on that event going on here in Las Vegas for TNA. And of course, I had the page there, but it's gone. There it is. TNA will be, they have the Hard to Kill pay-per-view at the Palms Casino on January 13th. So that is your date if you want to go see the newly rebranded. It was Impact Wrestling going back to being TNA.
No Six Sides?
That has already been confirmed. They are not bringing back that stupid six-sided
How they
ring.
confirm? All you did was a bunch of yelling in the ring.
There was some press releases that came out. I guess they're not bringing it back.
Oh, okay.
I
Not that I
hated
wanted
ring.
it, but I mean, it was something different. I don't know. The fans seemed to like it.
I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
I don't know
it
if
was something different.
It was different, but sometimes different is not good.
Well,
But some people liked it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
When Hogan said no more, they were like, "What? How dare you?" But I think that was the only thing that made them different. Tell you the truth, because it was just a knockoff of everything else.
Well, one thing that I really love and they still have it, obviously, is the X Division.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like the X Division matches. I mean, just this is one of the they were really pioneered letting the smaller guys have a shot. And of course, the X Division then just turned into anybody could do it. But but those were the X Division matches are usually pretty good. Chris Bay's former champ of that.
That's my guy right there. We should have him on next week.
Yeah, let's give Chris a call. I'm sure. But now that we know we're going to have a show in Vegas here,
let's get him in the studio.
I'm going to call Ross Foreman shortly, and we'll have a chat. By the way, there's also another show coming up here in Las Vegas. And Dave, we might have to try and find our way to this one.
What is it?
New Japan is here.
Oh.
They're here on Saturday.
Next Saturday?
This coming Saturday, October 28th. Bell time 7 p.m. at Sam's Town.
That's crazy because I think we have our Halloween show that day.
Oh. Well.
The heck? Hold on. This is our territory.
Well, New Japan is taking a step in. So
I'm going to get Joe DeFalco on the horn. Put a stop to this.
Yeah, good luck. It's New Japan and CMLL are doing a combo show at the at Sam's Town Live on Saturday night. So all your favorites. And by the way, there are some FSW guys that are on the show. Matt Vandergriff is doing a kickoff match.
Oh, of course.
Because he was in the, he's in the New Japan
Dojo
Academy. Yep. So he's on there. Limelight, Isaacs, and Nelson are taking on Jacob Boston Young and Kai and Titus Alexander. So those guys are going to be on the card too.
So maybe.
Yeah. So, but Eddie Kingston's on this. Tom Lawler's going to be there. Mystico, who just made his AEW debut, the former Sin Cara. Who else is on this thing? Julia, who, by the way, we're going to talk about her in just a second too. She's going to be on this one. One of the top women wrestlers in the world. Hikuleo is on this. Lance Archer, Eddie Kingston, Sonata, the champ's on this thing. Takahashi's on this. Tama Tonga. This is going to be a great night.
Oh,
so
yeah.
if you
That's
haven't,
the 28th, right?
Yeah. So if you haven't gotten to see any New Japan wrestling,
I'll be there.
Yeah, Dave, I think we're definitely going to go. I'll just have to see if we can get some press passes. But
buy me some nachos, man.
Yeah, there you go. So a lot going on in Las Vegas on the wrestling scene. And speaking of Julia, by the way, the PWI Women's 250 came out. So we have this year's rankings. Rhea Ripley is the #1 wrestler for that time period.
Makes sense.
So congratulations to her. Julia from Stardom is second, followed by Bianca Belair, Jamie Hayter, Tam Nakano from Stardom, Athena, of course, AEW and Ring of Honor, Deonna Purrazzo 7th, Willow Nightingale 8th, Camille from NWA in 9th, and Jordan Grace from Impact is number 10.
Hats off. Congrats to Sandra Moon, too. Started her career in FSW. She made the list somewhere in the hundreds.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, she's a hell of a talent.
Yeah, and Julia is a one of those women you love to hate and hate to love from Stardom, and she's going to be on this card, this New Japan card. So, take the opportunity, check some of these guys out if you can. It should be a great time. But yeah, Rhea, Julia, and Bianca Belair and Jamie Hayter. Man, that's a pretty darn good top 10.
Mm-hmm.
That is a good group of ladies.
And they are, no Cargill?
Nope. I think because of where the period ended, I think they might have kind of cut like at the beginning of her reign as TBS champ. Plus, she didn't wrestle that much.
Yeah, true that. What do you think of the whole hype on her?
Jade Cargill?
Yep.
I still think they should have started her in NXT.
Oh yeah,
I do. I just don't think she's ready. I've read a few people saying that.
Physically, like to go with their system, or from a fan standpoint?
I think from a wrestling standpoint,
she's not that good.
She's not bad, but she's still learning. I mean, you got to remember this woman's only wrestled 50 some odd matches.
Tell me real quick if we have time, because I just seen her.
About 20 seconds.
She was undefeated, right?
Until she lost to Chris Statlander.
Yeah, we were there.
When we were there, and then she lost again and left.
So I would assume she'd be a dominating force, or she just got the looks like a Brock, or like a Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I think
not Brock Lesnar, but
she's obviously a very physically imposing figure,
like Goldberg.
Yeah,
and not ready. Yeah,
yeah. She needs a little more training, but she's popping up all over WWE TV. So we'll see what happens with that. And that's going to wrap our show. David Difference, fun show today, bud.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jeez, Sue. Oh, get some sleep, brother. Guys, we will see you next week on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDON 101.5 FM. the Talk of Las Vegas Odyssey app and the live streams. We certainly appreciate all of you listening and making us, even though someone doesn't seem to think so, the #1 ranked live show on KDON.
Who doesn't think so?
Well,
let's start some beef. Who don't think so?
We'll talk. I'll tell you.
Tell me on the air.
We're the man. We the man.
We're the man.
We got it. Man. So thank you all for supporting the show. We will see you next time, everybody. We are the one. Acknowledge us. Have a great day, everybody. We'll catch you later.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter